July 22nd, 9:17 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3.
What? The ship's doctor and Ezra were remotely involved?
Well, that's my theory, but I don't actually know if it's really true.
Ezra would never get involved with that cut-awful ship's doctor, but I do admit they were friends. But would Ezra send Dr. Crab videos, I wonder?
Videos? What do you mean?
Ezra used to send her boyfriend videos of herself teaching the Orca tricks. I used to help Ezra take the videos on her TV phone.
This is an interesting bit of information. Very incriminating, too. So, TV phones can shoot videos, too, huh? My dumb phone sure can't.
These TV phones are amazing. They can even record sounds you and I can't hear. All the equipment we use at Ship-Shape Aquarium is high-tech. The ship's doctor sends away for all kinds of electronics.
So, all the high-tech stuff is Dr. Crab's doing, huh?
Anyway, I still highly trust Ezra's boyfriend was the ship's doctor.
But Dr. Crab found a charm yesterday, and he was really shaken by it.
Charm? Hey, leave that alone! That belonged to Ezra! What was Ezra's charm doing in Raffle's stomach?
That charm looked just like your keepsake of Ezra.
Well, she did say she and her boyfriend had matching charms. Were the ship's doctor and Ezra really a couple? I can't believe it.
I think Dr. Crab will be called as a witness today. There are still so many unanswered questions, but I hope to solve them all in today's trial.
I believe in you two. I know you can do it.
And we will, Sasha. We promise. Well, we'll definitely try. July 22nd, 9:30 a.m., District Court, Courtroom Number 4.
Court is now in session for the trial of Sasha Buckler.
The defense is ready. Ready. Now I'm completely thrown off.
Very good. It appears both the prosecution and the defense are ready. Yesterday, it was proven that the Orca was not guilty and that the victim fell to his death. Prosecutor Maxwell, did your investigation of the Orca pool area turn up anything?
It did. We found a bloodstain from the victim at the bottom of the pool. On this...
Oh my, what a frightening looking rock. And you say it has a bloodstain on it? Just looking at it gives me the willies. So can we assume that there was no water in the pool at the time of the incident?
Very good. What a clever little deduction.
Ho, well, it's nice to get a compliment from the prosecution for a change.
Prosecutor Maxwell has completely tamed the judge with his cat and stick approach. I guess I should have brought a few carrots of my own. Right, moving along. I am prepared to witness. Buckler was the only one who entered that room when there was no water in the pool. The witness will prove that. Come to the stand, witness. What's with the hesitation? Name and occupation.
That Democrat. Snapper, stay in there. And who is that cute little creature?
Such a restless bird. Quite unlike Tucker.
Tape!
Oh. Oops. Well, chalk one up for Tucker. He shut Sniper up with a single sound.
Son of a gun. Dr. Crab, Ship-Shape Aquarium's veterinarian. And could you tell us the name of your cute little friend there as well?
Your Honor, please focus on the case.
but it's important to learn all we can about the witness.
This is Sniper.
Beep, 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 beep.
She's the offspring of a penguin named Rafa. Sniper lives in my hair. She might cause a commotion now and then, but please try to ignore her. I was originally going to call the animal keeper to the stand, but he refused to testify, so I settled on the veterinarian. Now tell us, why was the defendant in the Orca pool room when the water was drained? In the early morning hours of July 20th, Sasha was cleaning the Orca pool room. Sasha and Jack Shipley, the owner, were scheduled to do the cleaning together. During cleaning, the pool water is drained. While the cleaning was going on, Marlin was taking care of the Orca in the show pool. The pool water would never be drained unless the pool was being cleaned.
And your claim is that the victim was made to fall to his death during the cleaning.
Only Buckler and the owner had the security card necessary to enter the Orca pool room. And we already know from the security company's record of card usage that the defendant was in the Orca pool room during the time of cleaning. The witness's testimony and the record of security card usage are conclusive evidence.
So, no one beside the defendant was at the scene and the water in the pool was drained.
Uh-oh. The judge already seems to be leaning toward the other side.
We have to strike fast. Your Honor, we are ready for our cross-examination now.
Oh, yes, of course. Please proceed then.
Power of youth comes in handy at times like these. You're in your 30s, Phoenix. Don't even have gray hair. In the early morning hours of July 20th, Sasha was cleaning the Orca pool room.
Hold it!
Why is the cleaning done so early in the morning? Essentially the middle of the night.
Our aquarium is open every day of the year without break. So of course the cleaning has to be done at night when there are no visitors.
No days off, is that it? I can relate to that. Yeah, I guess prisoners don't get to take days off. Things sure are different around our office, eh, boss? You don't have to rub it in quite so enthusiastically. So, was the defendant cleaning alone?
No. Sasha and Jack Shipley, the owner, were scheduled to do the cleaning together.
Hold it!
But Miss Buckler said that Mr. Shipley never showed up to help with the cleaning.
I don't know anything about that. All I know is what was on the schedule.
Maybe they changed plans. They probably felt awkward with each other after that fight. In any case, there's no proof the victim entered the Orca pool room during cleaning.
Objection!
If you don't stop your yammering, I will pull your tongue out and barbecue it.
Do we have to be so violent?
Proof or none, the victim must have entered the pool room during cleaning. Witness, tell him why.
Jack must have entered the Orca pool room. The reason I think so is because
the record of card usage shows that Sasha entered the Orca pool room.
Hold it!
Oh, you mean to say that the record shows both of their cards being used?
nope, only Sasha's.
But they must have got in together. Jack's body was found in that room, so that's the only logical explanation. We talked about this just yesterday. What purpose does that brain of yours serve?
Gag!
You're even more bird-brained than Raffle.
Objection!
Witness, I will not allow birds to be belittled in my presence. Limit your disparaging comments to the defense alone. So I get disparaged either way. Great.
Huh.
Bird lover, huh? Guess we're not destined to become best friends. That is fine. All I needed is for you to talk about the state of the scene during cleaning. Alright, fine. Oh, I don't know. I think the two of them were made for each other. Birds of a feather? During cleaning, the pool water is drained.
So the cleaning is done with the pool drain of water.
That's right. They use the hose there to lower themselves to the bottom of the pool. They can do regular cleaning with water in the pool, but this was an intensive session. I never cleaned my old lab, however.
Don't you think it might be due then? I guess I can't talk though.
Well, Sasha and Merrill come in and clean it for me on occasion. But I'm too busy myself. I have animals to look after. Like this one, for example.
Such an adorable little creature. It lends cheer to this bleak courtroom.
Your reaction to Tucker is very different, as I recall.
Oh, Tucker's a fine bird too, of course. Please continue, Dr. Crab. Quickly now.
As I was saying, Sasha was cleaning the Orca pool room. While the cleaning was going on, Marlon was taking care of the Orca and the show pool.
So, Orla was moved all the way over to the show pool. Why is that?
Well, it wouldn't do to get her covered in cleanser, would it? Of course she was moved. You don't take a bath while you're cleaning the tub, dear.
Excellent point. I usually clean the tub after I take a bath myself.
I was assigned to clean the shower stools yesterday. They were cleaner than an Ado bathhouse by the time I was done.
I guess Prosecutor Blackwell is the fastidious type.
I polished it so well I bet the inmates are slipping and sliding all over right about now.
Huh. Maybe he's not so much the fastidious type as the prankster type. Somehow I don't think that's it either.
Anyway, cleaning the Orca pool is just like cleaning the tub. The pool water would never be drained unless the pool was being cleaned.
There is no possibility it would be drained at any time other than during cleaning?
None.
Oh, shot down with a single word.
Why are you so certain?
Think about it. If the pool water were drained, what would happen to the Orca?
The poor thing. Whose side are you on, Athena?
Exactly, young lady. That water, Orla would be alright for a short period of time, but anything longer than that would pose serious risks. She could even die.
So the fact that Orla is alive and well is the proof that water wasn't drained on her?
That's right. The Orca pool and the show stage pool are next door to each other. A horse runs between the two to move the Orca and equipment back and forth. When intensive cleaning is done, the Orca is moved to the show stage pool first, so the water is only drained while the pool is being cleaned.
Please add that information to your testimony.
If there were no water in the pool, the Orca could die.
I guess you're right.
Son of a gun. Why'd you harp on it so? The defense loves to make a fuss over nothing. You do like to stir up trouble, don't you, Mr. Lawyer? Just like this one.
Beep, beep.
How rude. Don't compare Mr. Wright to Sniper. Granted, his suit may make him look like a penguin.
Athena, is that what you really thinks of me?
Our Sniper and Miss Baby Chick would both stop all the peeping and chipping.
Miss Baby Chick? How dare you? No, wait. That actually sounds pretty cute. Wow, you just got away with calling a young woman a chick in court. Somehow, we have to show that the water could have been drained at some other time. If we don't, Sasha will be the only one under suspicion. There must be a hint somewhere. I'd better look through the evidence again. I have to find out how the water could have been drained while Orla was there. So that's what we have to prove right now. How do we prove that the water was drained while the Orca was inside? Oh. While the cleaning was going on, Marlon was taking care of the Orca? Is that it? Let's give this a shot. If Marlon's job is to feed the Orca, and if the Orca hasn't been fed anything, then that's got to be a contradiction, right?
Objection!
That statement is clearly inconsistent with this evidence, Your Honor.
I hope you don't think waving your finger about aimlessly is going to help you win this trial.
I agree. I see nothing inconsistent with that evidence.
Eric, I must have the wrong evidence.
Pool water would never be drained unless the pool was being cleaned. If there were no water in the pool, the Orca could die. Okay, how do we prove that there was no water in the pool? TV phone, Shipley's data, killer whale. Sleeping pill? Really? I feel like it's too early for the sleeping pill, but apparently it was too early for the torpedo data as well. So, I don't know what... I'm running out of options here. The bloodstains? Alright, fine. I guess we're looking this up. Hold on. Hold 1 second. Please don't... Oh, God. Don't judge me. Don't pause on anything. Don't read my bookmarks. Please. Thank you. Okay. Turnabout reclaimed. Day 2, part 1. Okay. Press the fifth statement. Present the pool bottom foot. How? So impossible that. No, but that's stupid. But yes, technically, Orla could have been in this side of the pool, but then only half of the pool will be clean. How do you clean a pool when it's still occupied with so much clutter? Like, you know, a big killer whale? Come on, what? Give me a break. All right, let's see what Phoenix's explanation here is going to be.
Objection!
If the water in the pool is drained, you say the Orca could die. But is that necessarily true?
What are you talking about?
There's a way to let the water out without harming the Orca, isn't there? Your Honor, please allow me to submit this photograph.
Oh, this is,
As you can see, there is no water around the Skull Rock area. With the pool in this state, the victim could have been made to fall to his death. No, come on. However, there is water on the other side of the partition. Yeah, half of the... and Orla looks just fine.
Son of a gun.
In other words, if the partition is set up at the bottom of the pool, the water can be drained without doing Orla any harm.
are you implying the water could have been drained at a time other than during cleaning?
Yes, there is that possibility. Oh, okay. I see. So he's not suggesting that it was drained halfway during cleaning. Okay, we're suggesting that someone drained it halfway to kill, but man, the odds of that though. half of the pool is filled with water. So either you, like, gravely injure Shipley or kill him. But, okay, whatever. Dr. Crab is shaking. Looks like he has something to hide. Could it have something to do with the calendar note about meeting with the victim? It might. I'll submit it to the judge. Your Honor, please take a look at this calendar.
Ah, you waved that around in court yesterday. No need to drag out your souvenir today.
Actually, I would like you to make note of the entry for the day of the incident.
Let me see here. Meet the captain at the Orca pool at 7 a.m. This note is about a meeting planned with the victim.
What?
The defense would like to argue that, at the time of that meeting, the pool may have been drained of its water.
Whose calendar is that?
It belongs to Dr. Herman Crab. Isn't that right, Dr. Crab?
Son of a gun. So, you suspect me, do you?
What is the meaning of this calendar entry, Dr. Crab? Explain yourself.
Fine. I was supposed to meet Jack at the Orca pool at that time, but I ended up not going.
So you're saying you simply broke your promise? You can't get out of it that easily. I believe you have some explaining to do.
Objection!
Your blade is sharper than I thought, right, Dana? But your cut was shallow, a mere surface scratch. There is a saying amongst prisoners, do not see, hear, nor speak to smooth-talking lawyers. If you think the witness is suspicious, show your proof.
Ack, the calendar alone isn't good enough, huh?
I have to prove the victim could have fallen to his death at that 7 a.m. meeting time. Let's put our heads together, boss. The victim could have fallen during cleaning when the pool was completely drained. Or, using the partition, it could have been at 7 a.m. with the water partially drained. What would be the major difference in circumstance between these two possibilities? What circumstance was different? The answer could really tell us something. What circumstance was different between the two possibilities of cleaning and 7 a.m.? The victim could have fallen during cleaning when the pool was completely drained. Or using the partition, it could have been 7 a.m. with the water partially drained. What's the difference? What's... Well, yeah. The pool would be half filled, right? That's the first thing I thought of, so sure. If the murder was at a time other than during cleaning, the pool must have been half filled.
I suppose there's half a possibility the pool was only half filled. But if you wish to make that claim, let me see your proof.
Proof? I don't have any proof.
In that case, there's much more than half a possibility that I will assign you a penalty.
I'd better rethink that. There must be some other circumstance that was different. What circumstance was different between the two possibilities of cleaning and 7 a.m.? Okay, fine. If the murder occurred at a time other than during cleaning, the Orca must have been there. Oh, you're right. And that would mean that Orla witnessed the murder.
What's this? You're sheathing your sword so soon? Stop yammering to each other and show me how you wield your sword.
Alright then, my sword is poised and ready. If the murder was committed at a time other than during cleaning time, then Orla must have been present at the scene. If I can prove that the murder happened right in front of Orla, then I can prove that Miss Buckler is not guilty.
Order! Order in the court! Mr. Wright, are you implying that the Orca was a witness of the crime?
That is exactly what I'm implying.
And how do you intend to prove that the Orca witnessed the murder? What are you going to do? Put the Orca on the stand and cross-examine her?
This is a critical point. I'd better think about it carefully. The defense will Well, it worked. It worked with us before. Why the hell not? If I asked Orla if she witnessed the murder, I'm sure she would tell me everything.
Really? How interesting. And how do you propose to communicate with the Orca?
Well, I'd have to think about that.
Unlike some birds, an orca is incapable of human speech. No, I'm afraid I cannot allow you to cross-examine a creature that cannot speak. Unless the defense has some other way of communicating with the orca?
No, I'm afraid I don't, Your Honor. I guess that was a silly idea.
Please let me try again, Your Honor. The defense will. The defense will present evidence. Evidence that will prove Orla witnessed the murder.
You're going to present evidence? Knowing the defense, I thought surely you would try to cross-examine the orca. I must say, I'm a little disappointed.
Gee, sorry to get your hopes up, Your Honor. I tried.
Very well, let's see this evidence then. What evidence shows that the murder took place right in front of the orca?
Dun dun. Bum bum. The picture again to show the bloodstains that aren't on the head, the ones that aren't covered by the hat.
Take that!
This photo indicates where we discovered luminol reactions yesterday. By accident, we got some of the luminol testing fluid on Orla. We were then very surprised to see luminol reactions on Orla's body.
Objection!
So what of it? There's nothing odd about that. As was discussed in yesterday's trial, the Orca was bleeding. Traces of the Orca's blood were also found on the skull rock. The Orca must have injured herself when she rammed the rock.
So that cloud of blood Mr. Plume saw was from Orla headbutting the skull rock, was it? Yeah, I thought we already established this.
Those luminol reactions you saw on the Orca are most likely from her headbutting.
Objection!
But what's odd is the position of those bloodstains. Please take a good look at the photograph. Yesterday, Mr. Plume said the blood disappeared when Orla put on the hat. That testimony indicated that Orla's injuries were under the hat area. However, these luminol reactions are in two entirely separate areas from her injuries. These bloodstains can't be Orla's own blood from when she was headbutting.
Then where did the blood come from?
It's my firm belief that it's the victim's blood. Oh, is this where we... Okay, sure. The victim was killed right in front of Orla. And the victim's blood splattered onto Orla's body. That's not where I was going with that, but okay. Now it finally all makes sense. Orla was a witness to the murder, so that's why. Orla? Boss, something's wrong with Orla. What? You're right, she's listless and she's sinking. There's one more fact that indicates Orla was a witness to the murder.
There's more?
The culprit was afraid Orla could somehow reveal what she witnessed. And that's why they did what they did. It's the only thing that makes sense. I have to present that evidence. That evidence that proves the culprit thought Orla was a dangerous witness.
Take that!
The defense would like to submit this evidence.
What's this? It looks like some sort of medicine.
It's a sleeping drug, Your Honor. A very powerful one. This sleeping drug was discovered in Orla's stomach yesterday. The culprit tried to drown Orla by putting her into a deep sleep.
Try to drown the orca, but why?
Right, Dano, are you trying to tell this court that the perpetrator tried to kill the Orca off to prevent the witness from talking? Do you really expect to defeat me with that feeble attack?
My sword has been drawn. I am not about to sheath my evidence now. Orcas have an enormous potential for intelligence. The possibility that Orla could somehow manage to reveal the truth can't be denied. The culprit believed in this possibility, and that's why they tried to kill her. Dr. Herman Crab, you purchased the sleeping drug, didn't you?
What? Does this mean the veterinarian tried to do away with the Orca?
Who but a veterinarian would better know how to disguise an Orca's death? He could even prevent the police from examining Orla's body.
Why, you... Are you actually accusing me of trying to murder the Orca? How dare you! How dare you slander the noble profession of veterinarian!
Eek!
Eek! My goodness, one could cut the tension in this courtroom with a knife. Yes, I admit to purchasing that sleeping drug. However, it was subsequently stolen from my lab.
That's such a flimsy excuse.
It's the truth. What else can I say? Any one of the crew members could have entered my lab.
I guess that weakens my evidence quite a bit.
Besides, think about it for a minute. Who was it that treated Orla after she swallowed the drug? It was I.
But as I recall, it took you quite a while to give that treatment. You didn't even come on your own. We had to go get you.
Son of a gun. You just remember all sorts of little details, don't you, Mr. Lawyer?
The Orca pool and the lab are far apart. It's little wonder he didn't know Orla's condition.
Objection!
Didn't know? That's highly doubtful. As far apart as they were, Dr. Crab still had a way to know all about Orla's condition. The defense would like to submit evidence that the witness knew about Orla's condition.
Take that!
The torpedo.
God, you just had to bring that up, didn't you?
With this advanced data system, surely you would have known about Orla's condition.
Objection!
Wait just 1 minute. What is this torpedo?
Dr. Crab, how dare you bring a weapon of mass destruction into my courtroom?
The torpedo, or teleobservation real-time pertinent data organizer, is a data system. Until yesterday, only Dr. Crab and Mr. Shipley knew about the torpedo. It isn't legally approved in this country, so it was kept secret from the police.
It's illegal? Dr. Crab, I demand an explanation. Son of a gun. You and your big mouth, Mr. Lawyer. Yes, it's true. I'm using an illegal system to monitor the creatures of the aquarium. The system uses sensors like these, and yes, there's one in the Orca pool too. These sensors send sound waves through the water to gather data on the creatures. If it finds abnormalities in their condition, the torpedo alerts me of the sound. Oh my goodness, how very high-tech. But if it's illegal, I will not turn a blind eye. This matter will be appropriately dealt with at a separate time. Now then, Mr. Wright, please continue.
With the torpedo, I'm sure Dr. Crab noticed the danger Orla was in, but he made no attempt to come to her aid on his own. And the reason for that is that Dr. Crab wanted Orla dead.
The torpedo didn't give me a warning message. That's why I didn't know there was anything wrong with Orla. The sensor in the Orca pool wasn't working during the police's investigation.
Objection!
Can you prove that statement?
Objection!
What's with him? I guess this is all so high-tech for Prosecutor Blackwell that it's making him a little funny.
Funny? Yes, I find this all very funny. Witness, those sensors send sound waves through the water, correct? But what if there isn't any water?
Then they would work. They would automatically switch off.
I see. And where is the sensor in the Orca pool located?
I don't know. Jack is the one who attached it for me.
You don't know? Then I will tell you. The police found a sensor just like the one you just showed us. They found it attached to the table at the bottom of the pool.
Table? Do you mean the table in the photograph?
That's right. Don't you get it yet, Rydana? The table is on the Skull Rock side of the partition. It's affixed to the bottom of the pool and can't be moved.
Oh, and so if the water was drained from the Skull Rock side of the pool...
Precisely. Without water, the torpedo sensor would not work. Witness, when did that sensor automatically switch off?
Hang on, I'll look it up.
All the times lately were during cleaning 2 days ago and the investigations yesterday.
Of course I knew the pool would be drained while they cleaned it.
But I had no idea they drained it for the investigation. No one let me know. That's why I didn't know about all this condition yesterday.
So Dr. Crab really did want to save Orla.
Did you hear that, Rydana? Yes, the water can be drained without harm to the Orca if the partition is used. But if the water is drained from the Skull Rock side, the sensor turns itself off. If the sensor was always on except for during the cleaning and the investigation, it means there must have been water in the pool at all other times. It was never drained. In other words, no one but the defendant could have committed the crime.
Order! Order in the court. This completely shatters the defense's argument.
The fact still remains that Orla was nearly killed with Dr. Crab's sleeping drug.
Objection!
But aren't you forgetting one important question? When was the sleeping drug given to the Orca?
You're right. That hasn't been discussed yet, has it?
The Orca pool is the scene of the murder. The police were there all day yesterday. The only way to give the drug to the Orca undetected is to put it in her food. Yesterday, someone gave the Orca food during the trial.
Someone did? I'm afraid I don't remember that.
You don't remember? You're not that old yet, are you? It was the defendant, Sasha Buckler.
So, that is the Orca that stands accused, is it?
Oh, she's waving her flipper at us. Maybe she's cheering us on?
Orla, wish Phoenix and Athena luck.
So your argument is that Miss Buckler is the one who gave the Orca the drug?
The prosecution's argument hasn't changed. Buckler made the victim fall to his death and then manipulated the Orca to pin it on her. Still not satisfied, she further planned to kill the Orca with a sleeping drug.
I didn't hear any reports of Dr. Crab feeding Orla. Maybe he didn't have a hand in Orla's attempted murder after all. But is there anybody else who could have fed Orla besides Sasha?
If it is true the defendant is the one who fed the sleeping drug to the Orca, then that places even more suspicion on her than ever.
Objection!
The defense objects to the prosecution's claims.
Well, you still haven't admitted defeat.
Prosecutor Blackwell, I don't appreciate the way you only mention the parts that are convenient for you.
What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright?
The prosecutor failed to mention that Miss Buckler wasn't the only one to feed Orla. As you will all recall, there was another person who gave Orla food.
Oh, you mean that person?
Looks like Athena remembers now, too.
Congrats, Sasha. Time to celebrate. Come on, eat up.
Oh, Mr. Wright. No. I don't want to believe it either. But we can't ignore the truth. The other person who fed Orla during the trial was... the judge. Dun, dun, dun.
Take that!
Please recall when Orla was found not guilty yesterday. Marlon Rhymes gave the Orca a large quantity of food. If the sleeping drug was mixed in with that food, it could be given to the Orca without arousing police suspicion.
Now that you mention it, I do remember that flip-flop I'm feeding the Orca.
Objection!
So, you remember, did you? I see the time for a true sword fight has come. I call Marlon Rhymes to the stand.
Mr. Lawyer, both Miss Orca Lover and Marlon Rhymes are important members of our crew. I don't want to suspect either of them, but I'm ready to accept whatever truth you find. Here, take this.
That charm. It's the charm that matches the one Azra Summers had, isn't it? So you and Miss Summers were romantically involved, weren't you, Dr. Crab?
What? No, of course not. Sorry to disappoint you, but this don't belong to me. At the time, I thought it was Azra's, so I grabbed it. But it wasn't hers. Now it's up to you, Mr. Lawyer, to figure out whose charm it is.
I will. Thank you, Dr. Crab.
After all, I'm interested in the outcome of this trial, too. Now then, please summon Marlon Rhymes to the witness stand.
Well, it's either Shipley or Rhymes. So,
What's going on? What's everybody making that face for? I haven't been watching the trial. Nobody's told me anything.
Marlon Rhymes, you are under suspicion for the attempted murder of the Orca.
I see. Well, if it's already out.
Mr. Rhymes? Is he really going to admit it?
Fine, I'll tell the truth.
Oh. That was easy.
Sasha is lying to protect that Orca. At 3:30 a.m. on the 20th, there was still water in the Orca pool. The incident happened before the Orca was moved to the soap pool. Orla killed the captain by bashing him 30 feet high and making him slam into the water. So I thought the Orca should pay the consequences.
Now we're back to the Orca again.
I did not see that testimony coming.
Now wait just 1 minute. Yesterday, Orla was proven innocent. Besides, you said Orla was in the show pool during the cleaning.
I didn't want to sell Sasha out. That's why I didn't tell the truth. But the fact is, all three of us, the captain, Sasha, and me, were cleaning the pool room.
But Dr. Crab and Miss Buckler both said you were at the show stage.
Well, the only thing Dr. Crab knew about the cleaning was what I told him. I didn't give him a whole lot of details either. Maybe he misunderstood. And Sasha is dying to protect the Orca. She can't tell the truth. Sasha put blood on the skull rock herself to make a fake blood stain. I think it's pretty brave of her to let herself get arrested to protect the Orca.
Mr. Rhymes, how can you lie like that?
It's the truth. Besides, wouldn't it be better for you if I wasn't lying? If the Orca did it, you win your case.
What?
This is all very hard to believe. But if Mr. Rhymes' story is true, Miss Buckler would be innocent and the Orca would be the killer.
Meaning if we turned our backs on Orla, we could save Sasha.
Having a witness lie to save your own client. What a dirty, underhanded tactic, right, Dono?
Objection!
Yesterday, the defense proved Orla was not guilty. We have no intention of going back on our assertions now.
What are you saying, Mr. Wright? All you gotta do is admit the Orca did it and Sasha goes free. Isn't a lawyer supposed to act in his client's best interest?
But that wouldn't be acting in her interest. Miss Buckler believes Orla is innocent. And we, of course, believe that Miss Buckler herself is innocent, too. Acting in the client's best interest is an important part of our job as lawyers. Using dirty means to win a verdict would destroy our client's faith in us. That's right. We believe in both Miss Buckler's and Orla's innocence.
Huh? I just don't understand how you couldn't treat a human and an Orca equally. Sasha or the Orca. You can only save one of them.
Ha ha ha. I don't know about that. I think I can save them both. All I have to do is disprove your testimony.
Oh yeah?
Then go ahead and try. I will do just that. If I can't tear down his testimony, I won't be able to save both of them. I have to find a weak spot and start tearing. There was something that immediately caught my attention. How deep is the pool? Ceiling, 65-foot fall into pool. Yeah. And he said something like 30.
Sasha is lying to protect that Orca.
Hold it!
What exactly do you claim Miss Buckler is lying about?
Sasha put that blood stain on the skull rock and stuff for herself as false evidence. She left fake traces to try and save the Orca.
Objection!
Witness, if you keep talking nonsense, I will seal your mouth shut.
The defense supports the prosecution's idea.
Well, Mr. Wright, my testimony helps your client. You ought to be happy.
I want to save both Orla and Miss Buckler. I won't accept anything less. Now that that's understood, please continue with your testimony.
Fine. At 3:30 a.m. on the 20th, there was still water in the Orca pool.
Hold it!
When the victim was killed, how much water was in the pool?
It was before the pool was drained for cleaning, so it was full.
You went into the Orca pool room and saw this yourself? Dr. Crabbe said that you were at the show stage.
Objection!
But it's possible that Dr. Crabbe was misinformed and that he misunderstood. The witness already explained this. Why are you taking this meaningless talk?
Task?
If you want to play games, Talker here would be more than happy to play with you.
Did he say task or tack? Tack! This meaningless tack, okay?
You better be careful how we press the witness. Tucker is watching us like a hawk.
Witness, continue.
The incident happened before the Orca was moved to the cell pool.
Hold it!
So you're saying the incident took place before the cleaning began?
Yeah, I guess so. The captain, Sasha, and I were gonna do the cleaning together. It's much more efficient than trying to have just one person do it alone.
In the defense's case, however, more lawyers means simply more lawyers, nothing more.
What? You're one to talk. All you have on your side is a cantankerous bird.
What about me? I'm up here all alone.
Are you people done?
You need the witness to keep you focused. For shame right there now.
Hey, I was the only one who kept my mouth shut.
Anyway, the incident happened in the Orca pool before the cleaning got started. Orla killed the captain by bashing him 30 feet high and making him slam into the water.
Hold it!
Can an Orca even do that? Send a person flying up into the air like that?
Yep, of course. I've seen Orca bastards seal 60 feet in the air. So naturally, Orla could do that to the captain too.
What a frightening thought! And you mentioned it so casually, Mr. Rhymes.
Well, what else could I say? It's the truth.
Mr. Rhymes is claiming that Orla killed the victim by sending him flying into the air. But would something like that even be possible in the Orca pool room? There's something about that statement that bothers me.
And so you witnessed the moment the victim was killed by the Orca, is that right?
Exactly. So I thought the Orca should pay the consequences.
Hold it!
And that's why you put the sleeping drug in Orla's food?
Ahoy! Yo! Yo! Yo ho ho! Sasha could be found guilty if you would let her be, but if the Orca died, Sasha could go free. I thought if the Orca was already dead, Sasha might tell the truth and free herself. It might seem cruel, but a man-killing animal has to be pulled down.
The culprit must have tried to do away with Orla because she was a witness of the crime. But if Mr. Rhymes is the culprit, why would he try to protect Sasha? I'm sensing some very complex emotions from Mr. Rhymes. I need more information before I can do a proper analysis. I'm going to tear down his testimony, then I guess I have to present evidence. Of course, we don't believe Mr. Ramsey's testimony, but he's suggesting the murder took place in the Orca pool. Unless we can disprove that, we won't be able to save both Orla and Sasha. "30 feet high." Okay, let's read the data again. Ceiling to pool bottom is 100 feet. So from the pool to the ceiling is 35 feet. Huh.
Objection!
Oh, oops. Okay. Sure. I was gonna press A and I pressed Y instead. But hey, it worked. I know that this is the evidence to present, but I don't know what's the contradiction. Let me try to guess. So he's saying that the pool was full, and while the pool was full, the Orca slapped Shipley and sent him 30 feet high, and then back down into the water. And I guess the contradiction here is that, one, the bruises don't match. Like, if you fall into water, the bruises will be less intense than if you fall, onto a solid floor. And the autopsy is estimating the fall to be 60 feet, not 30. So, is that going to be the argument? Let's see. When lies are piled on top of each other, contradictions start to emerge. This time is no different. Are you saying that some... Are you saying there's some kind of inconsistency in my testimony? That's exactly what I'm saying. You claim that the victim was sent flying about 30 feet into the air. But the autopsy report shows that the apparent cause of death to be from a 65-foot fall. I mean, to be fair, the autopsy says that the... What does it precisely say? It says thought to be from 65-foot fall. Thought to be. So, could be more, could be less. But, to be fair, the range between 30 and 65 is pretty wide. Anyways. What? Additionally, in your testimony a moment ago, you said at 3:30 a.m. on the 20th, there was still water in the Orca pool. With the pool being 60 feet deep, there's only 30 feet between the water and ceiling. If the pool was full of water as you claimed, it would be impossible for the victim to fall about 65 feet as the autopsy states. Oh, okay. So it was really that easy. Mr. Rhymes claimed he was in the Orca pool room so he could make these statements. But the truth must be he was at the show stage, just as Dr. Crabbe and Sasha testified.
I believe that brings us back around to the Orca didn't do it.
I didn't believe the witness's testimony from the outset. I am grateful to you, Red Dinner, for setting the witness up. As I thought, the only person who could have killed the victim is Sasha Buckler. That fact still remains whether the witness was the one who tried to kill the Orca or not. Son of a...
Mr. Rhymes was right about one thing. His testimony was advantageous to our case. But pointing out the contradiction in his statement will only drive us into a corner.
As far as the Black was said, suspicion against Miss Buckler is now deepened.
Uh-oh! If I don't do something fast, the judge is gonna find Sasha guilty!
Mr. Wright, isn't there anything we can do? There has to be a way to prove Sasha is innocent. At a time like this, the thing to do is turn my thinking around. Instead of trying to prove that Sasha couldn't have done it, I have to think about what made it possible for somebody else to have done it. As long as the crime scene is the Orca pool room, then Sasha is the only one who could have committed the crime.
No need for pity, your boldness. Just finish him off with a swift verdict.
It appears the defense has no objections. Very well, I will give my verdict.
Hold it!
Your Honor, please hold off on that verdict.
But you were so quiet, Mr. Wright. Do you have something to say now?
The defense has a counter-argument.
You do?
Pitiful. Such desperation. You look pale. Are you sure you're prepared to make this counter-argument?
The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. I'll never forget those words, no matter how many years go by. Even though it's probably just a bluff, I'll give it to them with a smile. What if the scene of the crime was somewhere else? Okay, so this is this is a theory that I've started to form on my own, and it seems that we're heading this way. The murder actually took place in the show stage, and the corpse was transported using the hoist for the Orca. The hoist moves from stage to pool room, and it stops immediately above the pool itself. So all you have to do is attach the corpse, send it to the other side, drop it into the pool. Done. So I think this is what we're about to try to prove.
The scene of the crime?
Somewhere else?
What? You're finding fault with the police investigation now?
As I understand, the prosecution's argument is as follows. The scene of the crime was the Orca pool room. Only the defendant and victim entered that room when there was no water in the pool. Therefore, only the defendant could have committed the crime.
That is correct.
But if the scene of the crime was not the Orca pool room, then somebody other than the defendant could have committed the crime.
Are you sure you know where you're going with this?
I might not be too sure, but I can't back down now.
Mr. Wright, I hope that I'm wrong, but this isn't one of your bluffs by any chance.
Of course not. The judge knows me far too well.
And do you have a theory on where the actual scene of the crime was?
Yes, of course. Think, Phoenix, think. Think of a place, other than the Orca pool room, where one could fall to one's death.
Then, by all means, please share your theory with the court. Where was the real scene of the murder?
Take that!
The show stage pool might have been drained of water at some point as well. And if so, it would be just as possible to fall to one's death there as the Orca pool.
Right, Donna. What you're doing is a disgrace to your profession. I sincerely hope you have some basis for what you're suggesting.
Of course I do. I will, as soon as I think of something.
The victim's body was found in the Orca pool. How do you explain that?
Objection!
How about if, after the victim was killed in the show stage pool, his body was moved to the Orca pool?
How about if? What kind of presentation of your argument is that? You had better have a reasonable explanation of how the body was moved.
There's no turning back now. I have to think of a way the body could have been moved. Was there something at the scene that could have been used to move the body? Dun dun. The hoist runs between the Orca pool room and the show stage. The stretcher can be hung from the hoist to move things like Orla or the Skull Rock. The stretcher could have been used to move the dead body. Also,
Yes, if the stretcher can move the Orca or the Skull Rock, it seems likely it could also move that body as well.
Wow, somehow that worked. I just might be able to pull this off. If the show pool was the scene of the crime, somebody else could have done it.
Objection!
You desperately spew conjecture, and now you even make up a crime scene. Not again! You don't have the soul of a warrior. You don't deserve to be on the battlefield. And even your fabrication is half-baked. It's a disgrace. What do you mean half-baked? The hoist can be operated from the Orca pool room only. Go. And the only person who entered the Orca pool room was a defendant. So even if the body was moved, the only one who could have moved it was the defendant herself. No!
Order! So, it comes back to the defendant, no matter which pool it was.
Meaning, I can't clear Sasha either way.
Sasha said she moved Orla and the Skull Rock, and I believe her. So could it be possible that she moved the body herself without being aware of it?
Mr. Wright, do you have an objection to Prosecutor Blackwell's claim?
Do I have an objection to the claim that the defendant moved the body? No. She did move the body. She didn't know because it was inside the Skull Rock. I have no objections. Miss Buckler must have been the one who moved the body.
What?
Mr. Wright, are you admitting the defendant committed the murder?
No, I'm simply conceding that she was the only one who could have moved the body. However, I contend Miss Buckler was not aware that that is what she was doing. The culprit made her move it unbeknownst to her.
The defendant moved the dead body without recognizing that it was a dead body? How could that be possible?
The body was found in the Orca pool. It must have been moved there somehow. I might find some kind of hint in the things she moved with the stretcher. The culprit made Miss Buckler move the body along with this piece of evidence.
Take that!
The Skull Rock?
Miss Buckler told me yesterday that she moved the Skull Rock when she was cleaning. The only two things Miss Buckler moved to the Orca pool are Orla and the Skull Rock. I would like to suggest that the victim's body may have been inside the Skull Rock.
What?
Hidden inside the rock, the body could have been moved to the Orca pool with the hoist. At the show stage, Marlon Rhymes loaded up the Skull Rock with the body inside, and then he used the walkie-talkie to let Miss Buckler know the rock was loaded. Miss Buckler operated the hoist from the Orca pool room and moved the stretcher. She moved the rock without knowing the body was inside.
Do you really think there's enough space inside the Skull Rock to place a body?
The swashbuckler flyer indicates it could be possible. Please focus on the question at the bottom left.
Oh, it says, who will obtain the gold coins hidden in the Skull Rock? In that case, I suppose the rock is most likely hollow.
What's more, if the body was inside the Skull Rock, it explains the remaining unanswered questions.
Such as?
Please take a look at the security footage of the scene Mr. Plume witnessed. Where did the body that Mr. Plume saw come from? Please recall. What was Orla doing to the Skull Rock at this time? She was headbutting it.
Oh!
That's right. Orla's ramming released the body from the Skull Rock. The body had been placed inside the Skull Rock and moved there from the show stage. I assert that the real murder scene was, in fact, the show stage pool.
Silence!
Huh. What rubbish is this now? You don't have a single scrap of evidence.
Objection!
It's easy enough to verify what I say. Take a look inside the Skull Rock for yourself. You should find some kind of proof that the body was there. Blood, fibers, hair.
Go! Right, Dino?
Mr. Wright, that was incredible. You turned things completely around. And to think, it all started with that half-baked bluff too. Phew, that was a close one. Did you really have to add that last bit?
If the murder took place at the show stage, then who is the perpetrator?
It is, naturally, the person who was at the show stage. Mr. Rhymes, weren't you the one who loaded the skull rock onto the stretcher at the show stage? Wow, Mr. Wright. That was some pretty small brain work you did there. To be honest, I never thought you could figure it out. I tried to protect myself, but I guess it came back to bite me.
Are you confessing you gave false testimony before, Mr. Rhymes? That's perjury!
Yeah, what Mr. Wright says is true. The body was inside the skull rock. And it's true the captain was killed in the soul pool, too. What? He's admitting it that easily? This time, I'm gonna tell you the whole truth about what happened that day. I'm sure it will be. In the soul pool, the Orca shot the captain up in the air. Then the captain came down and slammed into the water. I can still remember the spectators' screams clearly. All Sasha did was move the body. She was trying to protect the Orca. When Mr. Plume witnessed the Orca finding the body, I freaked.
So now we're back to the Orca again, I see.
If you're going to give testimony like that, why did I bother putting you on the stand?
All I'm doing is telling the truth. That day, Sasha wanted to do the old version of the Swashbuckler Spectacular. So I said to see hide the body in the skull rock and move to the Orca pool. I was going to figure out what to do with the body after the show was over. The Orca is the one that killed the captain. It wasn't me, and it wasn't Sasha. So, it was Mr. Rhymes' idea to hide the body in the skull rock. But if Mr. Rhymes is the culprit, why would he protect Sasha? False charges against Sasha would mean he himself would escape suspicion. So why? Mr. Wright, how about if you leave this to me? Athena? Do you mean you heard something? Yep, noise. Discord in Mr. Rhymes' heart. So that means somewhere in his testimony there's an inconsistency in his emotions? Alright, Athena, give him a good counseling session. You got it, boss. Huh? What's this? What are you getting, Athena? This testimony is pretty complex. Feelings of deep sadness and intense anger are being called up. Those two emotions appear to be running out of control. Out of control emotions? Is that going to be a problem? We'll have to probe their cause if we want to get to his true emotions in testimony. There might even be odd or unnatural spots in his testimony he isn't even aware of. Alright, let's probe for the cause of his out-of-control emotions then. I'll explain how to probe. Let's find the root cause together. When you see something off in a statement, press probe. Next, point to what's causing Mr. Rhymes' out-of-control emotions. Finally, press probe to complete the process. When emotions are out of control, memories can be recalled incorrectly. If you still haven't found anything after all the statements and images, I'll help. Great. Alright. I'll get started comparing the statements with the images. Alright. Cattle came down and slammed into the water. I can still remember the spectator screams clearly. All Sasha did was move the body. She was trying to protect the Orca. When Mr. Plume witnessed the Orca finding the body, I freaked. That doesn't appear to be the cause of his out-of-control emotions. What could be the cause of his out-of-control sadness and anger? It'd be hard to find them both at the same time. Let's concentrate on probing just one. He did make one odd statement I was wondering about. I highly doubt there were any spectators at the scene of the crime. Hey, good point. That just doesn't fit. Might be the cause of his out-of-control emotions. Let's try pointing to the spectators. Just to be sure, I'll explain how to probe one more time. Press probe at the segment that seems off. Next, point to what you think is causing his out-of-control emotions to spectators. Finally, press probe to complete the... Okay, alright, thank you. Thank you for spelling everything out. I didn't find it odd because... Okay, well, I did find it odd because I was like, hold on. I thought you said all of this happened in the morning when you were doing the cleaning, so where did the spectators come from? But I was assuming that when he mentioned spectators, I assumed that he meant that the murder happened the day before or something, not in the same time in the morning. But whatever. Okay. I guess I was overthinking it again. I doubt there were any spectators there at the show stage when the owner died. If there had been, those witnesses would have told us the true crime scene right away. What? Oh, right. Of course. I just made a mistake. Alright, I guess that was a tutorial probing. Okay, that made the sadness subside. So maybe the spectator's part was what was making him sad? I wonder why he would make that mistake, saying spectators were there. How strange. The only thing I can think of is that he was mixing up one memory with another. Like, he was in a similar situation before, and it was deeply imprinted on his heart. A situation where an orca killed somebody and there were spectators there? Hey! I think I know why he's mixing up his memories. The reason why Mr. Rhymes mixed up his memories is... the fish! Alright, fine, yep.
Take that!
Mr. Rhymes, I think I know what happened. Could you have been mixing up what happened a year ago with this incident? Maybe that's why you slipped and said the owner was killed in front of spectators. What? How did you... You're right. I did see the orca kill somebody a year ago. But what about it? I was just one of the spectators. Really? Just another spectator? There must be a reason why you feel great sadness about that incident last year.
Silence!
Stop this nonsensical scrutiny of feelings. Just present evidence to prove your point.
Yep. Boss, do we have any kind of evidence that would back us up here? There is one piece that comes to mind that might explain his sadness.
Well, I'm waiting. Let's see this evidence that has to do with Marlon Rhymes' sadness.
Take that!
Azra Summers died an accidental death 1 year ago. This is her boyfriend's charm.
Hey! What are you doing with that, Tom?
It was found in Rifle's stomach yesterday. Judging by your reaction, I believe this charm belongs to you. I guess I need to push him just a little harder to make him admit it. When Mr. Ram said the word charm, he was very rattled. We'd better examine this charm a little more. Good idea. Let's look inside it. What's this? A photograph? Oh, well there you go. Case closed. Hey, this is Azra Summers and Marlon Rhymes. Mr. Rhymes, you and Azra Summers were a couple, weren't you?
So what if we're a couple? Doesn't have anything to do with the Captain's case.
You believe you saw the orca kill your girlfriend. That's the cause of your sadness. Isn't that emotion of yours connected to the current case?
Silence!
The only thing you revealed was the witness's connection to the victim of last year's incident. What does the witness's past have to do with the case at hand?
I don't know yet. but we managed to pinpoint the source of his sadness. Now let's delve into who Mr. Rhymes is angry at.
In the throw pool, the Orca thought the captain up into the air. Then the captain came down and slammed into the water. I can still remember the captain's dead body clearly. All Sasha did was move the body. He was trying to. All Sasha did was move the body. He was trying to protect the Orca. When Mr. Bloom went near the Orca finding the body, I freaked.
So what's the cause of Mr. Rhymes' intense anger? Well, I don't think it was directed at that. Let's think about who he was really angry at and why. Oh my God. Wow. Did you hear that? God damn. Felt like a bomb went off. It's just thunder. Really loud thunder. Sorry about that. I hope it wasn't too loud. Alright, well, I guess obviously he's angry at the Orca. There you go. Mr. Rhymes, you're angry with Orla, aren't you?
Angry at an Orca? Why would I be? If you think I have some reason to be mad, then sell me some proof.
Do I have proof that Mr. Rhymes has a reason to be mad?
No.
Maybe. What could it be, though? Handmade sign? Well, I guess, yeah, I guess. Because Orla killed his girlfriend. Sure. I bet that evidence we just took a look at would come in handy here. Oh, this charm indicates that you were Ezra Summers' boyfriend. I'm sure you believe Orla killed your girlfriend a year ago. You lost your girlfriend and so you've been angry at Orla.
Alright, I'll admit it. I'll never forgive that Orca. Ezra is dead and that Orca is still swimming around, happy as a clam. I became an animal keeper just so I could prove that Orca is the killer. You're right, I want that Orca to pay. There, do you feel good dragging up a person's path? It still don't change anything. He's right.
I disagree. It does change things. His out of control emotion quieted down. Now we should be able to find out the truth behind that emotion.
In the throw pool, the Orca thought the captain up in the air. Then the captain came down and slammed into the water. I can still remember the captain's dead body clearly. All Sasha did was move the body. He was trying to protect the Orca. When Mr. Plume witnessed the Orca finding the body, I freaked.
When we view your emotions alongside your testimony, we find the unexpected Wait a minute. There really isn't anything strange here. I don't know, but I think maybe we made a mistake, Mr. Wright. I think maybe you're right. Let's take another look. There must be an unexpected emotion here somewhere. When we view your emotions... wait a minute. Why is he angry at a dead body? Explain that, atheists. Oh! Hold on. Ah, there you go. When Mr. Plume witnessed the Orca finding the body, you freaked?
Really? What are you getting now?
With Mr. Plume as a witness, Orla was guaranteed to be accused of the murder. Didn't it work out exactly as he'd hoped? In order to have Orla put down, he made sure Mr. Plume witnessed that scene.
So, you figured all that out, did you?
Mr. Rhymes, are you admitting it?
I didn't really want to have to fight anybody but the Orca. But you leave me no choice. Now it's time to get serious. Ahoy! What? Yo, ho, ho! Ahoy, me meat brothers represent. If I steer grass here to stay free, take me woods and pop 'em in your mouth. Scurvy grass eaters kill yourselves. Yo, ho, ho! Bro, I'm ready for the showdown.
What is going on?
Where did this pirate fellow come from? He looks like a completely different person.
Order! If we don't have order, Prosecutor Blackwell will yell at us.
Even Prosecutor Blackwell is at a loss for words.
So I plan to have that wench be a witness? He cut me out. It be true I thought that Orca's murderous ways would be found out. That be why I schemed to have the Plume see the body.
So you admit it? You deliberately framed Orla?
It be true. But what skin be that off? What skin be that off of anybody's nose? That Orca be a murdering scurvy dog. I may have a grudge against that Orca, but I always feel grateful towards the captain. The Orca murdered Ezra and the captain, so of course she should walk the plank.
Yeah, I don't have a response to that. I agree it wouldn't make any sense for him to kill the owner. Why would he? But his hatred for Orla, on the other hand, comes through loud and clear. Wait a minute. If killing Mr. Shipley doesn't make sense, who would it make sense for Rhymes to kill? Maybe my theory has been all wrong. Your Honor, I think I just became aware of a new fact.
Oh, and what is that?
Now that we know about Mr. Rhymes' intense hatred of Orla, it turns the premise we've been arguing under on its ear. I will now reveal the identity of the individual Mr. Rhymes meant to kill from the start.
Take that!
What? So the witness's intent was to kill the Orca?
Exactly. The witness's intended victim was not Jack Shipley. From the start, it was all a scheme to kill Orla.
The Orca was his true target, but Jack Shipley is the one who died. The Orca is alive and quite well.
He's right. He wanted to kill the Orca, and yet it was Jack Shipley who fell to his death. How did that happen? Wait a minute. What if Mr. Rhymes wanting to kill Orla was somehow connected to Mr. Shipley's death?
Huh. At a loss for words, are you? What happened to your bravado of a moment ago? Enough of these reckless words without any basis in fact.
Objection!
They aren't reckless words. The basis for my claim is at the real murder scene, the show pool.
What are you talking about?
It's my contention that two incidents happened at the show pool. The attempted murder of the Orca and the victim falling to his death. First of all, in order to kill the Orca, Mr. Rhymes removed something from the scene. And by doing so, he made it possible for Mr. Shipley to fall to his death.
He did what now? Mr. Wright, what did Mr. Rhymes remove in an attempt to kill Orla?
The water?
Take that!
Don't tell me you tried to claim he tried to kill the Orca by draining the pool water!
That's exactly what I'm claiming. To help the defendant with the cleaning, Marla Rhymes took charge of Orla, with the plan to kill Orla in the show pool. And because the pool water was drained, it made it possible for Jack Shipley to fall to his death in the show pool.
I tried to kill the Orca, you see. Can even prove there was nary a drop of water in the pool. That day I was simply looking after the Orca. Why would I have the monstrous thought of killing it?
Objection!
You claim you were looking after Orla in the early morning hours of July 20th, but I don't think you were doing a very good job of it. After all, Orla wasn't given anything to eat during that time.
How would you know such a thing?
I know because of Orla's record here in the torpedo data system. This system continuously records data on the subjects it monitors. From Orla's record, we can tell exactly when she ate, or didn't eat.
Sink me! Nobody ever told me about that dastardly contraption.
Only a few of the ship-shape aquarium staff know about this system. According to Orla's record, she never ate in those early morning hours of the 20th. You planned to kill Orla, and that's why you didn't feed her.
Silence!
Huh, you're wasting time. What proof do we have of that? Perhaps the Orca simply wasn't hungry.
He's right. I don't have any proof. If Orla simply didn't eat, then what would create an inconsistency? Where did her fish go? Her fish? Good question. Where did it disappear to?
Fish? What does it matter? What relevance does it have to the case? Cease destroying with inconsequential questions. Stop diving into the depths of the Orca's stomach and delve into the case instead.
Objection!
But wait, it may seem like a small inconsistency, but it's an issue of great importance, I think.
What are you driving at, Mr. Wright?
How could the fish disappear? Somebody must have eaten it. So who came to the show stage and ate Orla's fish? I think I might have a pretty good idea. I believe there must have been a visitor to the show stage that Mr. Rhymes didn't notice.
Visitor? Are you trying to introduce yet another suspect at this 11th hour? If you utter more of your careless remarks, Tucker won't look favorably upon it.
I don't plan to utter any careless remarks. Whether my remarks will actually be related to the case or not, I don't yet know. Don't worry, boss. If Tucker comes this way, I'll fend him off. But do try to keep your remarks careful. Somehow, Orla's fish disappeared. Somebody must have visited the show stage, but who? This was the visitor to the show stage. I believe Rifle the Penguin visited the show stage.
First an orca, now a penguin.
Why would you be saying such a thing, Mr. Lawyer? I didn't see Rifle during the wee early morning hours. Do you have any approved Rifle visited the show stage? If you be a lawyer of any sort, show me your evidence.
The bottom of Rifle's feet were pink for some reason. That fact is a clue that Rifle was indeed at the show stage. I have to present that piece of evidence that connects Rifle to the show stage. Now to prove I'm a lawyer worth my salt. This is the proof that Rifle visited the show stage.
Take that!
Oh my, what a cute little sight. Look at all of those adorable stars.
These stars are actually starfish. Miss Buckler painted the sign. In the early morning hours of the 20th, she left the sign at the show stage to dry. Mr. Rhymes kept an eye on the sign for Miss Buckler while the paint was drying.
Aye, that be true, but what be your point?
On this sign is proof that Rifle visited the show stage.
Proof of the penguin's visit? I'm afraid I don't see it. Where is this proof that the penguin visited the show stage? Please point it out.
It's right here.
Take that!
A couple of the pink starfish are shaped a little differently from the others.
Ah, you're right. They look almost like little leaves.
Rifle had pink paint on the bottom of her feet. These little leaf-like shapes on this sign are actually Rifle's footprints. Rifle made these footprints by walking on the sign before it was dry.
Ho ho, what cute little pink penguin prints.
So, there are footprints. What of them?
Marlon Rhymes was watching over the sign at the show stage while the paint dried, and during that time, the penguin paid a visit. According to the torpedo data system, we know that Rifle ate something that morning of the 20th. Most likely, Rifle ate the fish meant for Orla that was at the show stage. Orla's snack was a small quantity of fish. Even a penguin could have eaten it all.
Begad, Rifle ate all his fish. Who be ye to say Rifle ate all his fish? She could have picked up food anywhere. But that doesn't change the fact that I really was at the show stage. After all, I had to help move the skull rock. Couldn't have been moved without me. The witness claims he never saw the penguin. How do you explain this contradiction?
Both Mr. Rhymes and Rifle were at the show stage, but Mr. Rhymes didn't see her. So where could Mr. Rhymes have been at the time?
Right, don't know. If you aren't up to the task, I could disapprove this witness's testimony for you.
If I leave it to Prosecutor Blackwell, Sasha will be declared guilty. I can't let him interrupt this line of reasoning. Mr. Wright, let's try to figure out how things looked when Rifle came to the show stage. Mr. Rhymes was at the show stage, keeping an eye on Orla and the sign. And we know it must be true because he helped move the skull rock. And then Rifle came in and walked over the sign. But wouldn't Mr. Rhymes notice Rifle if he was right there? Well, let's think about where Mr. Rhymes could have been. Is there a place in the show stage area from which Rifle couldn't have been seen? The water?
Take that!
What? Inside the pool? But you're right. If he was inside the pool, he wouldn't have noticed Rifle. So what do you say Mr. Rhymes was underwater the whole time Rifle was eating? Oh, Mr. Rhymes. No, not underwater. When I think about what he was trying to do, the answer is clear. Oh, the pool was empty. Now I'm finally starting to get the whole picture.
Just like yesterday. Must you two always be whispering to each other? Why don't you admit that resorting to a penguin will get you nowhere?
Objection!
Au contraire, mon frere. The fact that Mr. Rhymes didn't notice Rifle is such a small inconsistency. But it's a key point that proves what Mr. Rhymes was trying to do.
The penguin is a key point.
The show stage pool is very deep. If Rifle came to visit while Mr. Rhymes was at the bottom of this pool, he would have never noticed Rifle. Orcas can be out of the water for a short time without sustaining damage, but if they're out of the water for a long time, they weaken and eventually die. In order to kill Orla, Mr. Rhymes had to drain the pool, and while the pool was drained of water, Mr. Shipley fell to his death. The show stage pool is about 60 feet deep, just like the Orca pool. Without water in the pool, a person could be made to fall 65 feet. Mr. Rhymes probably wondered what to do. If he continued with his plan to kill Orla, how would he dispose of Mr. Shipley's body? So, he devised a plan to kill two birds with one stone.
What? How? But Orla is not a bird.
Mr. Rhymes went down to the bottom of the pool and put the victim's body in the rock. He then had Miss Buckler move the rock and the body together.
Silence!
Didn't the witness made the defendant do this somehow without arousing her suspicion?
That's right. Mr. Shipley told Miss Buckler that she couldn't perform in the new show. Miss Buckler became upset and wanted to switch back to the old version of the show. So Mr. Rhymes conveniently suggested that she take and hide a prop for the new show. Mr. Rhymes then manipulated Orla using her singing and lifesaver tricks. He schemed to have Orla find the body while Mr. Plume would be standing witness. He saddled Orla with the false charge of murder, said that Orla would be put down.
What?
So,
So, the fact that the witness didn't see the penguin.
Shows that when Rifle visited the show stage, Rhymes was putting the body in the rock. At the bottom of the pool. At the bottom of the pool, that is.
Who would have thought the presence of a penguin could prove the witness's actions?
It's working.
just a little further now and Sasha will be proven not guilty.
Silence.
If you think you've won this battle, you are sorely mistaken. Your theory is based on the notion that the witness could manipulate the Orca. Witness, can you control the Orca's actions?
Of course not. What kind of bilge be that? I be but a simple animal keeper. If my memory serves, wasn't Miss Buckler the only one who could issue commands to the Orca?
The judge's blade is sharper than the lawyer's. If you wish to do battle with a witness, you'll need a honed blade. Where is your sword of evidence that Martin Rhymes could manipulate the Orca? Rhymes had to have manipulated Orla in order for his plan to work. How can I prove it?
Well, it appears this line of reasoning has become unsustainable.
Objection!
But, well, it appears that I was mistaken.
Athena? I have analyzed the hearts of all kinds of people. I have enough experience to see when I look into your heart that you haven't given up. So that objection was my way of speaking up for your heart. She's right. Why would I become a lawyer again only to give up? I have to keep fighting. Athena, thank you. With your help, I've remembered the old right way. The right way? Your Honor, I'm not finished with presenting my argument.
Do you have anything else to ask this witness?
You've cross-examined all the witnesses and presented all the evidence.
Objection!
All the witnesses? I don't think so. I haven't cross-examined the most important one, the central figure in both cases.
The central figure?
The one involved in not only the case a year ago, but this current case too. I've never called her as a witness, but it's time to do so now.
Who are you talking about? I demand you tell the court immediately. Who is this central figure in both cases?
Take that!
The defense calls the central figure in both cases, Orla the Orca.
You intend to cross-examine the Orca?
Cross-examine an Orca! You must be addled. It be impossible, says I.
Silence.
This absurdity is beyond the pale. How do you expect to question an Orca, a creature incapable of speech?
Objection!
Orla is intricately involved in this case. I have every right to cross-examine her. Besides, even if she can't speak, I think cross-examining her will be invaluable.
Very well, do what you will then. But if you fail to garner anything from this little exercise with the Orca, I hope you realize the reward for your efforts will be the defendant's guilty verdict.
I'm ready and confident.
So, cross-examining Orla, eh?
That was a bold move, boss. Now all we have to do is figure out how Mr. Rhymes manipulated Orla. That's right. Now it's Orla's turn to help us save Sasha.
An Orca defendant yesterday, an Orca witness today. This is truly unprecedented. But even though this is highly unusual, I'm prepared to allow it. Bailiff, ready the witness telecast. We'll have a 10-minute recess while the telecast is being set up.
Well, there we go.
To be continued.